Good morning, baseball fans, and welcome back to Dan's Vintage Baseball PC. Do not be fooled by the fancy name. It's just me and some baseball cards. But no, it's not just me. Again, every week now, I'm going to have a guest. I think I'm going to change the tagline there. My new tagline, I think, is going to be it's just me and a baseball card show. Oh, no, I'm sorry. It's just a baseball card show. So I don't mess up the fact that I keep getting all these wonderful guests. Today's guest is very special because we did this show or planned to do this show a few weeks ago. And I'm sorry, more than a few weeks ago. It's about 2 months ago. And my guest had some issues that prevented him from coming on. So I did the Musial show with my cards in the bio and what I usually do in the beginning. And that was it. And now we're doing part two, the cool part, which is going over the Super Collectors Collection, which always makes me feel a little insecure. But anyway, so my guest is going to be Hunter, and I'll bring him on in just a few minutes. But I just want to talk about Hunter and what he's done for me and my Musial collection. This card, very simple. I bought it from him. That's how we got. I got this one, this 1949 Bowman, gorgeous card. The 1.5 is not a fair grade. This is actually a really, really nice card. If you look at the centering and everything else, it's just, I don't know how it got a 1.5. It just makes no sense to me. But I don't care. It's a forever card. Now this card, the 1952 Bowman in a 5, I bought at a show, and the reason Hunter is helped me with this is I was literally texting him while I was considering buying this, and ultimately pulled the trigger with his encouragement. And then this card, which is my other of my 3 favorite Musial cards, the 1959 in a 6, which I won from, I believe it was Collector Connection auction. Again, Hunter provided advice, numbers, and etc. And I pulled the trigger, and I know I bought this well below what I would have paid if I bought it just on the open market. So really, really helpful, thankful that he is one of those guys that is always ready to help somebody out and ready to talk about, cards at a moment's notice. So let me bring on my guest. Where are you? There you are.
Hey,
Hunter, how are you? Nice
I'm
to
doing
see you.
fine.
How's everything going now?
Going good, going much better.
Okay.
Mm.
So we did have it planned out back in, I think it was July. My usual part one, I'm calling it now. And part one, I'll put a link to in the bottom. But I know you had sent me all those wonderful photos, and so however much you're comfortable talking about, where have we come since the end of July or the middle of July, whenever I did the part one of this?
So, long story short, what I was going through was dealing with some family issues. Lost my dad last month, and
Yes.
lots of just say financial difficulties between funeral, medical expenses, so on and so forth. And I had to sell off a bit of my collection to help fund some things, and have since been lucky enough to be able to get back into it and really build up my collection again. And that's also thanks to some of the guys we have in our Twitter group. One of them, or rather I should say a few of them, pitched in to buy a really expensive card for me and held it for me until I was able to get it back from him. And as well as in the middle of that was this Bond bread card that
Yep.
they get for me. And then
Yep.
shortly after that, there was a very rare card that I have not been able to find or acquire for a long time and was not able to at the time. And several of you guys pitched in and got me that 67 Venezuelan. Sorry, I'm trying to get rid of the glare there.
Yep. That to me, I think we
I really
put money
just,
together. I was not the person who started that. I know somebody. I think maybe was it Ryan Nolan bought it at a show. Is that what happened with that?
I have
Or
no idea.
yeah, I forget how it. Somebody
Guys,
bought it. Somebody said, showed it at a show. Said like we should look at this. I think it was bought, and then the contributions were put together. I was, you know, I was a very very small part of this, but happy to have been a part of that. And that's the great thing about the hobby in general and the people that we have in our Twitter group is that we're human beings first,
mm,
and the random acts of kindness that we get from each other and to each other, it makes it so much more important to me. And I know that you went through some difficult times, and I think everybody appreciated that. And it's funny because I had, not funny, but it's ironic that I had Kurt on the week before the first part of this when you were supposed to be on, and Kurt had gone through kind of the same thing
Yeah,
and had the same reaction. And when we talked about at the end of that video, we talked about what the community did in response to his loss. I feel like we keep stepping up, and I feel like that's part of the reason why hobby Twitter is so important to me, is because it's just not just the cards and the cool memorabilia and stuff, but it's the people, and the people part of it makes it special. So let's uh, let's
yeah.
go on to, now that I've talked about the people, let's go back to the cards.
Okay.
So here we go. This is the first money shot. Uh, Tell me about. Okay, so we got 49 through 53. These are his Bowman cards. Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. There's a Leaf
Oh,
card in the front there.
yeah, and plus all of his Bowman cards. I just kind of grouped those together.
Right. So I don't have the Leaf. I would like to get it somehow. How'd you get it?
No, I just bought it off eBay. Or no, I'm sorry. Bought from Jeff.
Oh,
Jeff.
okay.
Hmm. It
And
was
then
like
48. Now you had that previously, and this is a newer copy, right?
yes, I've had that like 3 times previously, and have just kind of sold and upgraded and sold and upgraded. Hmm. That's
And then
the
the 49,
yeah.
which you sold me your 1.5, which I think we both agreed. Uh, there's no earth godly reason on earth why this should be a 1.5.
When you were showing that in the intro, I was talking to myself like, "Is that a 1.5?" I remember that because
Yeah.
I started grading.
And then the 52.
Yes, which you have a prettier copy than I do, but there we go.
Yeah. And then that, oh my God, that's a 6 on the 53. I have the 53 back here somewhere. I don't think you can see
I'll,
it, but
I'll
yeah.
anytime I can find a Musial card and a 6 and a SGC slab, just because it has that big number 6 right there, and of course Musial 4/6. I always
Yeah. As anybody who watches this channel knows, I'm an SGC guy, like through and through.
same.
That's where I send all my subs. Those are the cards that I tend to collect.
If
Um, and
you look,
so
you
I'm,
know, PSA
yes,
in there.
yeah. And I have PSA cards and PSA slabs. Obviously, I don't, I'm not prejudiced against them when it comes to buying the cards, but I don't use them. And I feel like, as
Mm,
some people on Twitter know, I have a running thread with all the mistakes they make.
yeah, love that.
So
One of my favorite ones.
I guess we can stick to the fact that we're both SGC guys. So all right, now we're into the real collector stuff. Um, outside of my purview, I do have. I don't think I have any quote unquote oddballs from Usual. It's all flagship stuff. So talk to me about. We already talked about that Bond bread, um, and
Mm,
then the one on the bottom left.
bottom left. Oh, that is the 1946, the Propaganda's Montiel.
Hmm.
I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, but this one has taken me forever to acquire. It is, Musial's most sought after rookie card. It being 1940s. I'm always going to say rookie card. People can argue that with me all day. I'll die on that hill that 1948 is not his rookie card.
Yep, I agree.
But yeah,
So that's the propagandist Montiel or propaganda Montiel, depending upon whether you're reading an SGC label or a PSA label.
exactly. And I always just say propagandist just because I
Yeah,
don't know. Off my
I
tongue.
have the Mize and I have
Mm.
a Joe Cronin. So I have two cards from that set, and I actually really, as you can see, it's a 1 because it's like thin paperish kind of, and you very rarely see anything but a 1 or an A on these cards.
Oh, absolutely. The stock is. I mean, people say paper thin, but that's not thin enough to describe it.
It's like what do you call it? Wax, not wax paper, like tissue paper almost.
Yeah,
And now the guy to the right of that, with him jumping up to catch the ball, is
that
the.
is 47 Sports Exchange Mini.
Mhm.
See, I think it's W603. I think the larger format one is W602. And it was, I'm actually not exactly sure how it was released. I know it was released in panels, but I don't know how it was distributed.
Is there a larger version of this?
Yes, it is on the shelf behind me. Not sure if you can.
Yep.
And then I've also a where the hell is it? Yeah, Type 1 photo from the same.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That I've
type.
seen. I've seen you show that before. Uh, great photograph. I mean, when we collected type ones, that's the type of photo I like to see. A little bit
Mhm.
of action, black and white, the old ballpark, all that going on, and of course, the great player making a great play.
Yeah, and on
Uh,
the second ones, go ahead and show this one. This is the 1942 team photo with Musial in it. Little Musials right down there.
yep.
Let me see if I can.
Yeah. Let me get you into a better shot for that.
Ooh, ooh.
There we go. All right.
I
There we
think
go.
so hard to tell.
Yeah.
Having
He
a
if I recall correctly, 42 is his rookie year, or is it 41?
technically, yes, he only played like a handful of games in 41. He came in at the end of the season.
Right. Okay. And he batted like 380 or something.
Yeah,
Um,
and 1942. That is actually why you'll see him in his number 19 jersey on the Propaganda's Montiel card.
right.
Because in spring training of 1942, he wore number 19. That's when they took that photo.
Nice. All right. So then we got, I guess that's a Wheaties card, right?
Oh yeah, the one on top is the 1951 Wheaties. Got that in a PSA 9. Let me see. It was very bad. I've been trying to get SGC to cross it over, but they will, for the life of me, not cross it over. So I'm just gonna let that one go.
Yep. And then the bottom right, I do not know what that is.
So that is the 1952 Star Cal. Usually you'll see those in their big red bright envelopes.
Hmm.
Uh, this one, for whatever reason, was taken out of the envelope and managed to stay in pretty good condition, aside from a crease on the left there.
Yeah.
And the only graded copy that's not in the envelopes, like the only one ever between PSA, SGC, all that. And
Wow. Real pop one.
yeah, and an interesting thing about them too is when they're in the envelopes, they will not get number grades. They will always be an A authentic grade. And if they're out of the envelope, they can get a number grade. As you can see,
Yep. It's a good two, right?
it's a decent two. I mean, it's got a pretty heavy crease, really.
Yeah.
But
But
I'm happy.
but it's like paper, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So you're
Like
dealing with that too. All
oh,
right. All right. Okay. So these, was it Wilson?
Rawlings.
Rawlings. Okay. Rawlings. So, as we talked about in part one, and you and I both know well, Stan Musial, after the 53 Bowman, does not have a card in any flagship until the 58 All Star. And so I guess he was asking for more money, and they wouldn't give it to him. And so he started doing all this kind of stuff, putting his likeness on. These are from boxes, right?
Yeah, those are from the Rawlings glove box, which I've actually got the intact original box here. Let's see. Oop, there we go. And then the cards are on top there.
Right.
So those are to be cut out. And then I've got the glove that came with that box. So I've got that autographed here.
Wait, autographed? It's yeah, like an autograph glove, right? Or is
No,
that an actual Musial autograph?
yeah, no, that's like actually signed by Stan.
Oh wow, that's amazing.
And get the. Sorry, I'm still figuring out my angles here.
let me let me give you a better picture.
Yeah, there we go. There's that mutual signature. So yeah, I've got the original gloves here, and then I got another. This is a '53 Rawlings glove. Got that one signed as well with the box for it, and it actually has a cutout on the lid that is meant to be, cut out and hung up on the wall. It says, "Look, kids, you can hang Stan's picture on your wall."
Right.
There are
Are there
no.
are there cards on that?
Well, that is a premium to be cut out. It can
Okay.
be graded, but there are no graded examples.
So
I've
that's the right.
Yeah,
All right. So did
but
did you did you submit any of these,
yeah,
or did you buy them in the slabs?
I submitted all of those cards.
Okay.
All the It has taken me like 3 years to even find number graded copies. For most of them, there's like, I don't know, 8 to 10, maybe a little bit more than that, graded between each company, and majority of those copies are all A authentic. So it has taken me a long time to actually get these all in number grades.
And what's the year on these?
1955, so a very tough year for Musial. He, didn't have any.
He didn't have anything. No tops, no Bowman.
Right, right.
He's not in. He is in. What is it? The Red Heart. Is he? He's in
That is in 1954.
54. Right. He's in the Red Heart. I'm actually bidding on a raw copy of that in
Uh,
a creased version. I'm sorry, I missed you there.
so I know you've been looking for one of those for a while. So
Yeah.
good.
So
This is the other 1954 card. This is the Hunter Wiener card. It's one of my favorites. Sorry about that glare. It's bad.
it's also the subject. The title of the card is the subject of a bunch of juvenile jokes in our group. So
Oh, absolutely, it is.
it's a bunch of guys who collect baseball cards. They can't help themselves, and I plead guilty to being one of them. So
We're all
um,
still.
the middle is the Venezuela that we talked about earlier in the show, which is
Honestly, probably the most special card in my collection, just because of the story behind it. I mean, I've
and
still got a letter that was typed up and sent with it. With all of your guys' names, and a really nice couple paragraphs typed up by our friend Ian. So I've got that put in a case and put away safe. I love that.
Ian has been a guest on this show twice, as you may well know.
Yes, those are great
Super
videos.
collector. And then he showed off his Walter Johnson collection yesterday. I'm like, oh, Ian, you got to be on the show again.
He's always.
I do have one Walter Johnson card because when we did the Christy Mathewson show, I had one Christy Mathewson card, but it's a T206, so I feel pretty good about that.
Uh,
Um, but he did bring back my desire to get the T205, the gold border, which is a
God,
card that has eluded me for quite a while. So
those,
I'm honing in on that one.
I love the minor league T205s as well. They have that different design.
Hmm.
I wish they would have done that for the major leaguers. I mean, I think that design is great.
Yep, it certainly is. So tell me what this is on the left here.
Oh, okay. So that one is very, very rare. That is the 1960 Topps Venezuelan tattoo. Let me actually pop it out of the case. So that one, as far as we know, is the only copy known to exist in the hobby. It was acquired from our buddy Joe, Venezuela Tops on Twitter,
Yep.
from one of his people in Venezuela, and he's already disclosed all this now, so I can kind of talk about it. He got it in the same find that he got his Roberto Clemente in, and they kind of look similar condition wise. Let me pop it out of
Yeah.
this. This is also one of those incredibly thin stocks.
So I would advise you not to put the tattoo on your arm.
I make no promises. Kind of see Stan's face on it. Not really. It's a lot easier to see in person.
No, I actually can see it. I can see it, but yeah, you're probably right. It's a lot easier in person.
I'm trying to get, yeah, that's a little bit better.
Yeah. You can see it. Yeah, you can see it in there. All right.
But
Now I feel better.
and let me show the back of it, so
Oh. Let me go back to that.
you can see it's got the the Spanish on the back and all that, and yeah.
Yep. All right.
Another trick's getting it back in there.
While you're doing that, our viewers can look at these two beauties.
Oh yeah, those. So that was Actually, I almost didn't even buy those. I was persuaded by our buddy Lucas, who is a Red Shandine's collector, and he kind of told me like, look, Hunter, you can't just pass these by. This is something really really rare. And I was like, okay, fine, I'll go get it. And pretty happy I ended up getting them. So on the left there, or actually I'll start with on the right. That is a program from 1942, a banquet at the Donera Methodist Church in Donera, Pennsylvania, and they hosted a banquet for Musial, kind of calling him Rookie of the Year and all that, and you know lots of people were in attendance, including Honus Wagner, who was there to congratulate him on it, and
That's cool.
yeah, actually, I bet.
Donora or Donora is in the general area of Pittsburgh, right? Western Pennsylvania.
Yes, yeah, in Pennsylvania. That's also the same town that Ken Griffey Jr. was born in, and
Yep.
I was born on the same day as Stan Musial. But yeah, let me see if I can get this out of here. I've had this thing sealed up for so long. Yeah, there we go. Okay. That's the front side of it.
How many pages is it?
It's only 2 pages. Up and like that.
Oh, okay.
Let me see if I can
Let me get you back on the big screen here.
Yeah, so down here you can see Honus Wagner was there in the tent.
Nice. So you have a Honus Wagner card now.
Yeah, something like that. And they had apple pie and Swiss steak. That was what was on the menu.
I don't even know what Swiss steak is.
Honestly, I don't either.
It's a Western Pennsylvania thing, I guess. And then on the left, is that a Stan Musial autograph on that?
So,
or is that
yeah,
just a facsimile?
no, I'm almost positive that is actually an autograph because the ink bleeds through onto the back.
Oh, okay. And is that it's
So that
similar?
is a photo that accompanied the program. It was distributed at the event. And this is all distributed, sponsored by Donna Ink Works. I'm trying to get
Right.
that in. Yeah.
Let me get you big again.
You can see compliments of Donna Ink Works Employees Athletic Association.
Nice.
And it's from 1942. So for me, that is my earliest collectible of Musial. Predates is 1943 M114 or BVM Premium, whatever people call it.
Right.
The cutout.
Did you get that off of eBay or is that from a collector?
Yes. So this was a random listing on eBay, and the guy who was selling them, didn't have them listed together, had them as 2 separate auctions, and I just happened to win both.
Nice.
I was pretty happy about that. Like I said, Lucas gave me the heads up and kind of persuaded me, and I'm glad he did.
Yeah, I've gotten multiple heads up from Lucas and others on eBay stuff, which is another great reason to be involved in Twitter card
Yeah.
Twitter. All right, so this is what we showed before.
Yes. Yeah.
It's
Kind of.
the Rawlings with all the 6 cards on top with the signature on the glove, and then the one on the right with the premium and the signature on the glove.
Yes.
Nice. I think I put these together, so hope you don't mind.
Oh, of course.
And then I think this is the last one, right? It's just
Okay. So that's one. Got in.
So this is new, right? You just got this.
Yes. So that is the 1946, 1947 Sensation Premium. Up at the top, it says Grande Ligas. So it means big leagues. And, it's another rookie for Stan there. It's a very large format, as you can see.
I'm sorry, what year is this?
1946 and 1947. So it's a Cuban release.
Right.
This is, we talked about how thin the Prop Montiels are. This is so much thinner. I mean, it is tissue paper. You can see the way it just falls over. Just
Is it Spanish writing on the back?
Yes, it is. Let me get it back in here, and I'll show you that.
Yeah. You're gonna have to get that professionally translated.
I'm
Now
currently
you can't grade a card that size, right?
well, I'm currently contacting PSA to see about it because I know they have like some really damn big slabs that they've done.
Yeah, I have the. You could see it over my shoulder this way. It's the
Oh, Manny's Baseball Land.
Manny's
Yeah.
baseball and Koufax, and
Mhm.
it's the biggest slab that I have, and it's ridiculously large.
So I've actually seen slabs that they do that are bigger than that.
Okay.
I don't know if they are custom or they are for other collectibles or what, but I have seen them, I swear.
Well, I'll let you. Yeah, let's be careful
I'm
on that. Take your time. There you go. You got it in there. All right.
not messing this thing up.
Well, let's see the back.
Oh yeah, that's right. Sorry.
Oh, that's great. Okay, stats and everything.
Yeah. And it kind of has a border there to be cut out. And so I'm wondering, if I'm supposed to cut it out there because that would make it within the dimensions of 8 by 10.
Right. I wouldn't cut it.
We're probably not, but yeah, it fits it. The back border there fits the front frame perfectly. So that's
Yeah, I
yeah.
mean, an item like that with that level of rarity, if you
Oh
do
yeah,
get PSA to slab it, if it's an A or a one, or it doesn't matter. I mean, it's just
right.
you're doing the slabbing for preservation almost
Mm.
at this point. But I think that is it on the slides. So
Okay.
that's about it. Okay. So thank you for coming on. I
Yeah,
know it's been a bit of an ordeal for you the last few months, and you know, respect and appreciate that you came back to do the show. So we
yeah, man.
did part one in June or July, and part two in is it October yet? No, I think today's the last day of September,
Yeah,
or tomorrow is. So
yeah.
anyway,
Just gone
uh,
by.
thanks again for all your help with my usual stuff, and this guy,
Or
you
thank
know,
you for
knows. And thanks for sharing that with my viewers. And we'll
thanks for
talk
having.
to you soon. All right,
All right.
take care, my friend.
Yes, sir. You too.